Happy 30th Independence Day anniversary to all Eritreans living inside the country and abroad. We start off this evening's news broadcast with the theme that is resonating on this special occasion, resilient as ever. Here are the headlines. Independence Day celebrated colorfully. Eritrean people welcome Independence Day with enthusiasm. Iran and the IAEA extend expired monitoring agreement by a month. US and South Korea express desire to engage North Korea in diplomacy. The 30th anniversary of Independence Day was celebrated enthusiastically in the afternoon hours today, 24 May, at an official ceremony conducted at the Asmara Stadium. In his keynote address, President Afwerki extended his warmest congratulations to the Eritrean people and members of the Defense Force and said that the significance and splendor of this momentous day radiate more with time, year in and year out, and beyond instilling immense jubilation and pride, it impels us to ponder on and mull over several inalienable truths, President Isaias added. President Isaias further stressed the historical backdrop, the bedrock and statue on which the significance of Independence Day rests on is the ferocious struggle the Eritrean people waged with heroism and resilience to assert the independence and sovereignty of their country through heavy sacrifices. President Isaias also stated that the prevailing turbulent global and regional setting underscores the imperative to strengthen our developmental endeavors above and beyond the efforts we exert to preserve and protect our national independence and sovereignty. President Isaias finally urged for extensive popular participation for more dynamic and vigorous initiatives for the effective implementation of our national security and developmental programs on the basis of the revised broad roadmap of mobilization. He also urged for greater participation of nationals abroad in view of their greater potential and particular opportunities. At an opening speech delivered, Chairperson of the National Holidays Organizing Committee, the Commissioner of Culture and Sports, Ambassador Asmara, stated that the official ceremony was held in compliance with guidelines issued to curb the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. He furthermore commended all that contributed to realize the colorful celebration event. The official Independence Day celebration, 24 May, was broadcast live via ERi-TV and Hafash, featuring a military parade and musical performances, as well as a 20-minute fireworks display. The Eritrean people welcomed the 30th Independence Day anniversary with enthusiasm under the theme Resilient as Ever. Thousands of nationals have marked the eve of Independence Day anniversary with patriotic zeal and with 21 gun salutes in the morning hours of May 24. The participants stated that independence is the gift of martyrs and expressed readiness to strengthen their contribution to build a prosperous nation. The 30th Independence Day anniversary has been colorfully celebrated in Ansabar region and Sawa yesterday, 23 May, under the theme Resilient as Ever, featuring various artistic performances. At the celebratory event held in Karen City, the governor of the Ansabar region, Ambassador Abdullah Musa, gave emphasis to the heroic feats the people of Eritrea demonstrated, as well as the noble values cultivated and nurtured during the armed struggle, which have collectively played a significant role in realizing praiseworthy achievements in the last 30 years of independence. Chairperson of the Regional Holidays Organizing Committee, Mr. Siraj Haj, on his part, highlighted the struggle and the sacrifices the Eritrean people paid for independence and reminded the youth that 24 May is a day to renew pledges for nation building. He also commended all that contributed to realize the colorful celebration event. Likewise, at the celebratory event held in Sawa in connection with the 30th Independence Day anniversary, Colonel Debesay Gide, commanding officer of the Sawa National Service Training Center, stated that Eritrea has realized its independence and safeguarded its sovereignty through the sacrifices of the best sons and daughters nationals brought forth. The celebratory event featured various artistic performances by students of the 12th and 13th round of Vocational Training Center and military parade by members of the 34th round of the National Service. Eritrean nationals in Kuwait, Republic of South Sudan, as well as Jeddah, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, have enthusiastically celebrated the 30th Independence Day anniversary held under the theme Resilient as Ever. Accordingly, the nationals in Kuwait celebrated the Independence Day anniversary on 23 May, respecting the guidelines of social distancing issued by their country of residence, and renewed their pledge to strengthen contribution in national development drives. Speaking at this celebratory event, Mr. Ahmed Yahya Ali, Charge d'Affaires at the Eritrean Embassy in Kuwait, stated that the Eritrean people in the past 30 years have emerged victorious in the face of hostilities and conspiracies weaved against their independence and sovereignty, and added that the progress registered in curbing the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic is the result of the strong and integrated endeavors on the part of the government and people of Eritrea. Likewise, nationals residing in the Republic of South Sudan celebrated the 30th Independence Day anniversary on 23 May in Juba in the presence of South Sudanese friends of Eritrea. In a speech delivered at the event, Ambassador of Eritrea to the Republic of South Sudan, Mr. Yohannes Taghla-Mikhael, indicated that in the past 30 years of independence, the people of Eritrea have emerged victorious by foiling various hostilities and challenges, and expressed conviction of every citizen to strengthen participation and contribution in the nation-building process. Chairperson of the Eritrean community in South Sudan, Mr. Asmara Gabrab, on his part, gave emphasis to the martyrdom paid to secure national independence and later defend the hard-won sovereignty. He further stated that Independence Day attests to the resilience and heroic feats the people of Eritrea demonstrated. In related news, the Eritrean community in Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, celebrated the 30th Independence Day anniversary by renewing their pledge to strengthen contribution and participation in the nation-building drive. Speaking at the celebratory event, the Eritrean Consul General in Saudi Arabia, Mr. Abdurrahman Osman, congratulated the Eritrean people and its defense force and expressed firm conviction that the National Development Program will be successfully implemented through popular participation. That was our domestic news. Please stay tuned for the international right after the short break. Iran and the UN nuclear watchdog are extending a recently expired monitoring agreement by the month, the agency's chief said today, avoiding collapse that could have plunged wider talks on reviving the 2015 Iran nuclear deal into crisis. International Atomic Energy Agency Chief Rafael Grossi told a news conference the agreement would now run until June 24. The 3-month agreement was struck in February to cushion the blow of Iran reducing its cooperation with the IAEA, as it allows monitoring of some activities that would otherwise have been axed to continue. Iran holds a presidential election on June 18. U.S. President Joe Biden and South Korean President Moon Jae-in on Friday last week expressed a desire to engage North Korea in diplomacy in trying to reduce tensions over Pyongyang's nuclear weapons and ballistic missile program. At a joint news conference with Moon, Biden said he was willing to meeting North Korean leader Kim Jong-un if Kim agreed to talk about Pyongyang's nuclear weapons program. North Korea thus far has rebuffed U.S. entreaties for diplomacy since Biden took over the Donald Trump administration, who had 3 summits with Kim. Kim nonetheless refuses to give up his nuclear weapons, but did impose a freeze on testing them. Biden said for him to meet with Kim, there would have to be a commitment from North Korean leader that there's discussion about his nuclear arsenal. Biden's administration in its early month undertook a broad review of North Korea policy, but has said little about what its new policy actually entails. It has said only that Biden's policy would not be the approach favored by then-President Barack Obama of refusing to engage the North and not Trump's summits. Moon was the second foreign leader after Japan's prime minister to visit the White House since Biden took office in January. China's foreign ministry today warned the United States and South Korea not to interfere in Taiwan after leaders of the two countries agreed last week to work together to seek peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. Zhao Lijian, the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman, said that China thinks the development of U.S. and South Korea's relationship should benefit regional stability and prosperity rather than the other way around, and that it shouldn't harm the interests of any third parties, including the PRC. During a news conference in Washington, D.C., South Korean President Moon Jae-in said on Friday that South Korea will work together with the U.S. more closely to safeguard peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. We close this news broadcast with the headlines that set our news for this evening. Independence Day celebrated colorfully. Eritrean people welcome Independence Day with enthusiasm. Iran and the IAEA extend expired monitoring agreement by a month. U.S. and South Korea express desire to engage North Korea in diplomacy.